4 things that will attract dangerous people after it all hits the fan. Don't forget to share. Let's talk about it. Number 1 on the list is going to be smoke. If you find yourself in an outdoor survival situation, you will eventually be heating and cooking with wood. Not everybody knows that different types of things you put on a fire dictates the type of smoke you're going to get. Stay away from anything green. Young saplings and green leaves create billows of white smoke. Plastics and rubber create billows of black smoke. These are very easily seen from far away. Number 2 is smell. If you're fortunate enough to bag yourself some wild game in traps or by bow hunting, assuming you want to stay silent, you must be very careful about cooking. Many survivalists are going to tell you to smoke your meat to get the most shelf life out of it. When it comes to shelf life, they would be right. The problem is, after a few hours of smoke and delicious meaty aromas, you will have visitors. Number 3 is sound. The importance of being conscientious about sound is crucial. Sounds come from all types of movements and activities. You must remain quiet always, and particularly in your movements. Now, for all you people out there who plan to carry your AR pew-pew in a survival situation, do you have the discipline to use that weapon and knowing what it means? A gunshot's gonna bring people. Number 4 is light. Light discipline is a consideration whether you are bugging out or bugging in. Remember, the world is going to be darker than we have ever seen it. If we are experiencing a disaster that puts the power out for a long period of time, the world's going to be totally different at night. You have to remember, the human eye is trained to find light, and particularly artificial light. If you have a home or a site that is lit in a world of darkness, you're going to have visitors.
When I hear black folks urge other black folks to prep, I shake my head. Do we honestly believe our people will survive when we already lack resources and numbers? How many more millions will be sitting in the forests of America camping out? Do our people not realize that in a lawless society, the people they'd have to watch out for is other people? More specifically, Edomites. The idea of black people prepping is so retarded that it borders the line of insanity. Anyway, what's good, everyone? It's your boy, the Black Inquisitor, and today we're diving deep into this whole prepping craze. You know, with all this talk about World War III and the grid going kaput, people are stacking up on cans and ammo like there's no tomorrow. But yo, I've got some real talk for y'all about why this might not be the best move. Let's break it down. First up, let's get real about defending your turf. Say things go sideways, and it's you and your fam against the world. Here's the thing. You ain't just dealing with 1 or 2 folks trying to sneak into your spot. Now you're up against whole squads, organized and armed to the teeth. Think about it. How you gonna stand a chance against a crew that's rolling deep when it's just you and yours? Next, consider the turf wars, man. It ain't just about defending your house, it's about where your house is at. If your block turns into the hot spot with groups scrapping for control, you really think you can hold down the fort solo? Especially if you got stuff they want? That's a tough battle, fam. Now let's chat about the firepower outside your 4 walls. You might have a stash of guns and ammo, but let's keep it a buck. There's way more out there. Imagine a crew rolling up with serious heat like bombs or heavy artillery. Your little home setup ain't prepped for that kind of onslaught. It's a whole different level of danger, way beyond what any of us can prep for. And don't even get me started on stocking up. Man, where are you gonna stash enough food, water, and meds to last through something like this? We're talking about surviving for months, maybe years. And that's not even touching on the mental game. Being holed up like that with the world falling apart outside, that messes with your head for real. Here's another thing, prepping heavy can actually make things worse. It's like the more you gear up, the more you expect the worst. And that mindset, it can turn neighbor against neighbor. Of course, if you're in the truth, we would expect that. But with them and not us. The last thing you want is, instead of helping each other out, folks start seeing everyone as a threat. That ain't the way. In fact, don't be surprised if you get targeted before the SHTF starts. Speaking of which, think about what being strapped up and stocked up does. It paints a big old target on your back. The more you got, the more folks gonna want to take it. And in a world with no rules, that's asking for trouble. So here's the deal. Instead of dropping mad cash on bunkers and bullets, why not focus on the kingdom of heaven as we were instructed in Matthew chapter 6, verses 25 through 33. If you claim to believe and trust the Most High, then why are you preparing for Him to suddenly stop providing like He always had? Is your faith really that low that you just abandon your God and say to Him, "It's okay, I've got this"?